That is absolute BM from James. I'm coming for your job as well, James. Watch out. I've taken the observing role. Next, I'm going to be hosting. You can't stop me. I'm all over the place. And so is Sprout here on the T side of Dust2, getting into the start of this best of three. Interesting pick. We saw Heroic manage to put up a great comeback versus Vitality that didn't quite go their way. And Sprout, well, when they played this map yesterday, they had some really interesting strategies. We saw those cool short smokes that came in from spawn, that eco round win versus Vitality. That was 2 days ago, rather. But we're into things, Harry. It's a long take from Sprout. It's lots of smokes on that position. They're getting flanked from Cadian, but Heroic have realized this, and they're going to double back towards A site. 4-5 players committing towards this. Just Spitty holding that flank, and the bomb should be able to go down with no problem.
Yeah, kills do get traded in favor of Sprout, albeit briefly. Snappy able to remove one more. There is still the presence of Spitty coming in late from long. And with now Snappy getting removed from short, this crossfire into CT is so valuable for Sprout. They'll shut down that retake before it could even begin. So they get that pistol round locked in here to kickstart Dust2. Sprout obviously looking good on this map after they were able to take it off of Vitality. I think the real standout player to keep an eye on in this one going to be Serson on that AWP. And Dennis as well, we remember he was a big fan, especially on the CT side, of bringing that secondary AWP out. We saw him pushing the lower tunnels time and time again in that matchup versus the Frenchman here. The force buy in for Heroic, and they've already taken down the man in question. Already starting this one now in the 5v4 almost immediately.
Yeah, Armor Scout on Borup. That is dangerous. We'll see if we can find any more. Going back towards the catwalk. There are a couple of players in tunnels, but moving away from lower is Keto, so no fight for Borup to take. It seems like Sprout just want to group and take this B bomb site. S-Tag here with a little scout of his own, and Stan with the Deagle. That molly should be a bit of a signal here for Heroic, trying to force out some utility as that bomb still sits in spawn here. Spitty's just watching for the mid push, and he might get met with one, although Snappy tucking in close mid. Xbox smoke eventually coming down, and Sprout do have a player out on long, so this could end up on A, but with this mid fight coming through, this little crunch from Heroic, they might have a problem. Sprout will try to send 2 players back up on Xbox. Snappy can keep them distracted, but he's already dead. Cadian's up next.
Yeah, will he fare any better? That Molotov has segregated Borup from being able to help Cadian, and actually finding that kill down in the lower tunnels has cut off a lot of this rotation that Heroic were looking to bring in. It's only S-Tag left. He's got his scout trying to hold the cross, and he had his chance there to get that kill onto the bomb. Likely won't be given any more, and that is just S-Tag falling out of this round. Sprout, they're able to find that conversion. They get back on top of things. Don't allow this force buy to get out of hand.
Some ridiculous shots from Favin as well, right? Like, Heroic had a really good setup there in terms of, knowing where that was going, having a flank from lower with 2 players coming in from short and even one in middle, and Sprout just win every duel in that mid position. Nice. That's something. Will he be able to retrieve the gun dropped in CT, though? That's the further question. Favin is hanging around the middle to make sure that he cannot, but eventually ditching, and S-Tag just keeps the scout anyway. So 2-0 for Sprout. Starting things off well on their map pick. When we saw Heroic pick the CT side of this map against Vitality yesterday, they went 13-2 down in that first half. They pulled it all the way back on the T side and lost 16-13 to an eco. And I think, with Sprout beating Vitality on this map, they certainly have some confidence in being able to take Heroic as well, so I can't really blame them. 3 AKs, a Galil, and another eco coming around for Heroic.
Yeah, this is your chance to continue building upon the lead and make some money over on the T side. That nade finds some damage onto Dennis. Trying to soften him up for these pistols and for that scout that's over on the back of S-Tag. He's watching mid diligently with it. Won't have anyone walking into his crosshair anytime soon, though, as this long play comes in from Sprout. They get everybody out and onto the front line. There's only Cadian towards this side of the map, so if it does come in towards A, this will likely just be the save again from S-Tag. Maybe send the pistol players in to see if they can get away with anything. The aggression into the upper tunnels can at least allow for these early rotations towards that A site. You can already see S-Tag getting boosted up. He might be able to get away with some damage here on the scout. Ooh. Tags down Searson. Will he be ready for the players close at ramp? He's able to duck, dodge, weave, and get himself out of danger, albeit briefly, before he's put down. And now the A site crumbling. It should be Sprout locking this one in. Couple of these players are tagged low, so there's the chance you can get a couple of kills on the board here if you're Heroic, but there's no way in hell that this should be a round win.
Yeah, I don't think he even kills at this point. The PT-50 can't connect, and the Deagle is gone. It's just Stown left up. And he's getting quad peaked, Harry. Gets away with one. I mean, how couldn't you at that point? There's so many targets, so many bodies, and so many faces, but his will not be in the picture. Removed at the end by Sprout. They get rid of the pistols, and now Heroic are going to be coming in with their first buy round of the game. Oh, Rush, man, these replays are well good, yeah? That was a really bad impression.
That was okay. I think he's got a pretty hard accent to lock down, does old Rushley.
It's a bit all over the place, you know, he's from everywhere. We've all got a bit of Russian side of us, Harry. Especially on the weekends.
Ooh. There we go, Cadian, rewarded for that peek by Faven. This is just the attempt at the bonus round from Sprout. I mean, bonus round kind of in... I can't think of what the word...
Quotation marks.
Quotation marks, there we go. You know, it is rifles for the most part. The only real downside is that scout on Searson. I'll take Catwalk away from Heroic, so they've at least got a foothold over towards here. We know that they're a fan of getting that cat smoke down and going for the catwalk to A approach. This round, though, it's the B split. They get those smokes down. One thing that could throw a bit of a spanner in the works is Borup on that mini-map cleared out long. So this has allowed for a much heavier stack towards the A site from, towards the B site for Heroic. And I think Sprout are already ducking out of this round. They're giving this one up by the looks of things.
That's interesting. They could make it to long in theory, but at this point they've left it for far too many seconds. There's no time to even get to that A site. But, you know, Keto was running towards spawn. I thought maybe Sprout would try a Hail Mary, wrap long, catch Cadian looking the wrong way. Because at the end of the day, no one's really watching this. Cadian was watching Cat until about 5 seconds ago. Now with those doors covered at least, but the save is in and Sprout will get away with both those AKs. That's still a bitter pill to swallow. Heroic starting things off with a round on this map finally. And keeping plenty alive for that money as well.
Yeah, one of the things is, you know, Searson kept some money to grab the AWP. Him saving means that he wasn't the one to invest into it in this round. That was dropped over by Dennis, by the looks of things. So he's been nice enough to throw that one into the hands of Searson. Obviously, main AWP, Dennis is the man who so often dons it as the secondary within this squad. So it's back just to this default for Sprout. That attempt at the long peak didn't net them anything. They'll take middle once again. Heroic not really contesting for this area. You do have Snappy watching for this mid-offensive from CT. Now, if those smokes go in, he'll be nullified as a result. Cadian playing the drop-down position. Searson takes that peek, and that's going to offer that first kill to Cadian on a silver platter. AWP can be retrieved at the very least. Well, actually, they're leaving it right now. Throw in that A catwalk smoke, making it look like a cat play. But that doesn't look to be where this one wants to end up. With a player still in the upper tunnels, this feels like a mid to B split from the German side.
Yeah, not really mid though, just putting pressure on his Keto. He'll stay there alone, try and catch these CT spawn rotations. Doesn't want to go out through the doors because if he dies from these CTs that are rotating, that makes the retake far more possible. That being said, we're not in a retake situation yet. Sprout haven't even gotten onto this B site. They've got to go now, and that's a shot from Spiddy. S-Tag defending with a spray. Looked like he could have had two, but will drop after just one. There's the rotate catch from Keto, taking Snappy out of the CT spawn, as now we see the plant in, and Sprout have really salvaged this round in a huge way. A 3-on-4 with a perfect B site trade, and the kill that has forced Heroic to save their guns. I mean, that's picture perfect. It doesn't get much better. Very nice execute, and Heroic have got to hold on to these guns. Cadian will have the AWP in the follow-up round, but so will Sprout. They save it for Searson. Nice entry from Spiddy as well with that AWP. We see a lot of players taking this AWP over on Sprout, right? As a second AWP, Dennis obviously is usually the go-to. We've seen Spiddy on it. We've caught Favin on it a couple of times. It's been pretty free-flowing, and I like that. I like a team where, you know, where everyone can pick that up and have results with it, dependent on spawns, positions, and just how you're feeling. And Sprout, they're probably feeling great, 4-1 up. They break the money right back of Heroic, and with only 2 guns saved, the question of buying around them is pretty limited here for the Danes. That's pretty good. Ignore me. They got everything. They saved a lot of money.
Yeah, the loss bonus definitely helps out there as well.
And the first round they won, they kept 5 alive, or 4 alive, so yeah, that's a big deal.
Lots of things going their way. That Xbox smoke has gone down. Now, Heroic haven't really been putting this AWP up in mid. That at least allows Sprout to feel a bit more safe as they go for that cross, up onto the catwalk. Nice Molotov usage there from Heroic to force that fight from Faven. And with it now, sitting a man up, that is untradeable. He was alone at that B site. He has been in a lot of these rounds, just the man floating towards that side of the map. They've done well to remove it, as now this has meant Sprout. They don't have any map control over towards B. They're somewhat segregated to this side of the map. They're not able to rely on that default that saved them quite a lot, right? You think about it, they've been trying to go for these A plays, and whenever that hasn't worked, you've always had Favored up in the tunnels just to have a bit of a fail-safe, right? A second option to go for. When this smoke fades, 3 players on the other side. Borup, the man to try and put a stop to it. He's going to swap things up, gets down into the pit. He has Cadian over inside of the site to try and give him a helping hand if needed. We've seen players from down in the pit do a lot. It's really important for Sprout that they check this. You cannot afford to let Borup delay this push for too long, and with that first kill coming in and only 20 seconds left, they have to deal with him. Spiddy will get that kill. Pressure, though, mounting here for Sprout. That flash is good, and oh my word, all the kills have suddenly come in for Sprout. From short, Keto shut down another, and that bomb just getting across with 10 seconds left. They're gonna get it into the site, and now getting it planted. Sprout, they've turned this round on its head once again. This was looking good for Heroic. Now it's them throwing into this 2v3 retake.
Oh, but Keto's low, and Stown looks away at the worst possible time. Keto gets that immediate frag, and Spiddy just follows up out of nowhere. It's a perfect round for Sprout again. And Borup, you know, delayed play really holds them for ages on long. He knew he was going to get executed upon, and only gets 1 kill from the back of the pit. Molly pushes him forward. Nice try. Cadian, man, he gets unlucky there as well. Scoped up on the perfect wide peak to take down whoever was coming around the long corner, but he gets flashed off by Spiddy's really good utility. And that's a danger. You know, Cadian playing that angle, playing wide in the open on the ramp, the value is a lot of Ts aren't going to expect that position. You should be able to catch someone pre-aiming somewhere else. But then if you get flash or if you even miss a shot, you know, you have nowhere to go, nowhere to hide. You're out in the open. You're getting traded every single time. Dangerous play from Heroic, and well, this is what comes of it. 5-1 for Sprout. Certainly feeling good for Sprout, who are looking to, you know, not end bottom of the group. They want to send Heroic there instead. And, well, Heroic, they've got everything to fight for. That top spot as an availability, with Vitality losing to NIP earlier on today, something that never really should have happened. Vitality are gunning for Sprout to win this game right now as well. So much on the line. Top of the group, heading straight to Denmark. Odense without even having to play anymore, without having to come back here. But not everyone gets that luxury. A long take here for Sprout. No one on the A site for Heroic. It's going to have to be a save, Harry. This round has only just started and it's already ended.
Yeah, sometimes that is just how it goes down, right? Heroic, they decide to stack everyone over towards B. They know, we know, and Sprout know. They get that bomb planted. This will be a 6th round now, 6-1 up. I tell you what, Sprout really proving to be a menace on Dust2. And that's the thing, I mean, as you said, right, you think about that Heroic matchup versus Vitality on this map the other day. They did go, what, 2-13 down, or was it 13? Yeah, I just said that the other day. 13-2.
Or was it 13-2? Yeah. Actually, funnily enough, Harry, it was both.
But yeah, I mean, it's in my mind that they had the ability to at least make that game close, but this time around, I mean, I feel like with how much is on the line in this matchup, there's going to be a bit of a different kind of aura around it, right? Like, I don't think Sprout are ready to let this one slip away. They're really not easing their foot off the gas. They're not giving Heroic any room.
I'm not sure why Heroic always pick these CT sides on Dust. That's what I don't get. Both times they've done that now, and both times it has not paid off, at least for the start of the game. Obviously, you know, it's not going to make... You play both halves, but if you know your CT side is weaker, just start the T side at the end of the day. Better than going, you know, 13-2 down, or in this case, 6-1. We could be on the same road, though, Harry.
They're just blindsided by how fast Keto has been able to get out into long. The flashbangs are even better from Spiddy. Bit of an exchange going down towards this long side, and it is Sprout winning it out for the most part. There's just S-Tag left to mop up. Though he's being a bit of a nuisance. He's doing damage. He's tagging Dennis down, but Dennis through the smoke gonna get his revenge onto the pesky S-Tag. And you can already see this is the save call from Heroic again. This is just... heartbreaker. This is the way that Dust2 goes sometimes, though. Round is done. This is going to be the 7-1 lead for Sprout. And this game is just so interesting because of the standings in this group, right? How the outcomes of this game shape so much, deciding whether it's Heroic in that top spot or the bottom. I mean, really, either end of the spectrum for the Danish squad. And I feel like no matter how you look at it, it's almost going to be a heartbreaking finish regardless. Yeah. You know, no matter who wins. If Heroic pick this up, they go to the top. It's Sprout down at the bottom of the group. And that would be heartbreaking because Sprout, they come into this, you know, pretty horrid group to be in for them. We didn't really have high expectations, and they were able to take maps off of everybody. They look good in every single series, but just never found a win. So it would be heartbreaking there for these...
What is going on here? Absolute mess on the exits. Heroic trying to save guns. They're getting pushed by T's coming through the door smoke. No fear for Sprout, and yeah, why would they be 7-1?
Yeah, and then, you know, I mean, if Sprout win this, it's devastating for Heroic because they come into this looking fantastic. We had such high expectations. You know, they take that initial day from NIP looking commanding, then they lose to Vitality on day 2. And if that ends up being their downfall, that could be a real gut-wrenching scenario to find yourself in. That nade stack is good. That's going to repel the AWP out from long in this round. They found a way to take some early damage off of Sprout.
Germans on a 7-1 scoreline. Haha, the meme number. Heroic. Bit of a mid-round decision to get aggressive on Catwalk. They have this scout as well. We have 2 of them, actually. One at the back of the A side, one holding mid. B is forfeited. Heroic are just gambling, and that's all they can do in a round like this. Keto getting tagged. There's 3 players up on Catwalk, so not getting out after that first shot will spell the end of Stound's life. Now, do they molly close Cat? Because Cadian's hiding, and Borup has got a similar plan up his sleeve. This is a really cool setup, you know, with all 3 players here from Heroic. S-Tag's on that cubby corner as well, so Sprout, if they don't use Molotovs, this could get rough.
Oh, no, they didn't check Cadian, but he's not able to get away with a kill.
No.
S-Tag will get one, but he's got to drop down. Snappy is still here. For Sprout, they've realized that everyone from Heroic lies in this bomb site, and so they'll just back away. They know that they can run into B, no problem. Searson even juggling these guns off of the catwalk so that S-Tag couldn't move up and save them. Sprout just looking so heads up in this map now, despite that nice triple catwalk setup. I do like that, though, from Heroic. Very nice idea. Definitely one that you can have a go, have a play around with at home. If you find yourself on a Eco CT side Dust2, go for the triple cat setup.
I don't like the deagles there. That's the only thing, especially Cadian's position, right? Like, they had deagles, fair enough. You know, it's not like they bought around that strategy. But, you know, if you are planning on playing that, 5-7s in that close stairs corner, that's going to get delicious. You're going to really start to tear through even SMGs, shotguns, rifles. Deagles, though, not the best for that position.
Yeah, I think it makes sense for S-Tag playing the drop-down spot.
Even Borup at the back, but it's just hard. You've got to hit the one league, especially with 3Ts coming around the corner. A lot of the time, though, you're going to get like a solo cat player just getting flashed up to that position, and if he does, man, he's dying every time, no matter what gun you got. So, very unfortunate that Sprout literally had 3 players walking up cat blind.
Oh no, this is such a change of pace from Sprout. They've thrown that smoke from top mid that blocks the catwalk. We saw them showcase that the other day. That's already down, and that's allowed them to get so deep down cat. Cadian is just not ready for the pace that Sprout have set in this round. Every single one thus far has been this slow creeping default. And here in round 10, they just sprint up into this A site. The kills now coming through from Snappy and Borup, but it might not be enough. This bomb is here alone though. Spiddy, if he goes down, this round could fall apart. He's not budging, however, and it's Snappy versus Spiddy, the duel of the S-Men.
No.
Oh, it's Spiddy's just big brain him trying to pull away from CT. He's bought so much time. There's Searson helping out. Sprout, they just seem one step ahead.
That's such a heads-up play from Spiddy. Oh, my. He realizes that if he dies, the round is suddenly in the favor of Heroic, and so his entire purpose isn't even to get that kill. Just stay alive, wait for Searson to rotate up cat, and he dodges him like a genius, hearing all the footsteps, finding himself in the smoke, dropping into CT. What an absolute gamer. Epic. 9-1 up, and Heroic back to pistols, all too familiar territory. Searson going for the long pick. There's nades again. Ooh, down to 13. Significant damage done by Heroic. But at least it's on the AWPer. And they're back to this cat setup. Yeah, do it. I'm a fan. But not the same as last time, just pushing up around the corner. Sprout have taken long for free. They're holding B tunnels. No one's in B for Heroic. So if Spiddy just walks in, like it seems like he is doing, he could completely win this round for Sprout right now. There's no one here, and he is trying to ascertain that.
Well, that one gets delivered to Dennis's doorstep. The flash goes over. So that Molotov isn't going to net Dennis a kill. He wasn't able to capitalize on it. But yeah, look, Spiddy's made the call. He's made the... made that rotation come in. The one man who could really throw a spanner in the works is old mate Cadian over in the tunnels. He's got his CZ in hand. S-Tag's won his fight down in middle. And if... Oh, Cadian, there we go. Gets it, gets that kill. And with it, the bomb is now dropped. You've got to pick up the pace if you're Sprout, and you can feel that moment of panic setting in. Cadian's on the bomb, and now it's only Searson left standing down in middle, a long way away from Cadian, but they are getting closer. Just under 30 seconds left as Searson makes the push to grab this bomb in the upper tunnels.
He's not going to have time to go A either.
Oh, but they've just missed each other. They've gone around the world. And in their orbit, they've just missed one another. For Searson, he's just came from the tunnels. He's just came from middle. Cadian making a pretty heads-up play to go all the way around. Searson, I don't think he's going to be ready for this fast tunnels play. Oh, show! Oh, no! Searson's been allowed to reposition. He doesn't even have to peek this. He's going to drop the smoke. Cadian missing that shot. This was such a heads-up play from Cadian, and now it might have all fallen apart on the back of missing that. Just 13 points of health on Searson, but he does have a Molotov, does have a flashbang just to keep Cadian off of this. Drops it. Cadian trying to get over the top of the smoke, and he will. The smoke puts out that Molotov as well, so heartbreaking moment for Sears and Heroic. They will lock in that second round, getting it by the skin of their teeth.
That's such a sick play from Cadian, despite the misses, right? That once he gets the bomb in tunnel, he doesn't know where Searson is. So his decision is, okay, let's say Searson gets the bomb out of B, he can go A. So Cadian just cuts him off. He wraps mid, knowing that the options for Searson are grab the bomb and go mid, which Cadian will be there because he's already pushed through B, or go to B, and then Cadian's on the flank. And, you know, as seen, Searson didn't expect it. Came a bit close, but Cadian, great round. And that's an eco win for Heroic. That's a second round on the board. That could spur them on this CT side. Put some wind in their sails. Some Mountain Dew amp game fuel in their stomachs? Throats? I don't know.
It does go
Glasses.
in. It does go into the stomach at some point.
Eventually. That's not where we're putting it directly, though. It's not by feeding tube.
Oh, hang on a minute. They're touching each other. They're giving each other a back rub. And Dennis, well, he's quite the masseuse. Missed shot from Cadian. Oh, yeah, Cadian. Oh, no, he's dead. The shot. He finally gets it baited out of him. Does so well to not fall for it sooner, but Dennis doubling down at long, and that will be another round on the board for Sprout. They'll reach double digits very, very quickly. Faven's even hunting down these saving players.
Yeah, although he gets dinked and S-Tag's on the hunt. Return fire. The prey becomes the predator. Stound's hiding in CT, but smoke down, and he can get wrapped from middle as well. There's a player coming in from the top. That's Dennis, but too far away for now. However, they just want to keep him boxed in. If Keto dies, Stound could go for the defuse, so that's an important, you know, factor for Keto. Can't afford to die too early here. Stound gets away. Dennis knows he's close though. It should be the kill, and it is. Pre-fire coming in. Baited shot not coming out this time for Dennis, and S-Tag will find him, but he's going to get away with the AWP. Searson not here to stop him. And Sprout with the 10th round. They're going to be happy regardless of the kills coming through for Heroic in the end. It just seems like the outcome of the round here is decided within like 20 seconds, and then it's just, you know, gunfights and attempted saves from Heroic. Well, they may win the eco, but they lose a follow-up rifle round, and with only one gun surviving, no doubt they're going to buy, but 3 rounds left of the half, you haven't got much chance to make this interesting.
And you could just as easily swap that Sprout logo out for a Vitality one, because this is how it feels like this map is going to finish off if things continue in this fashion.
My only question for you, Harry, is do you believe in that T-side comeback again for Heroic? They did it once before, almost.
Well, mate, so here's the scariest thing, is Sprout CT side looked really good. So, you know, thinking back to that Vitality matchup with some of the things that they were pulling in, constantly taking that lower tunnels aggression with Dennis and that deep mid smoke, there were a lot of things that Sprout were doing to exert a foothold on areas of the map that you don't normally challenge every single round. So I don't know if Heroic have it in them this time around. And the other thing is, I certainly don't see Sprout getting complacent in the same way it felt like Vitality did in that Dust2 game. Partially because not only because there's so much on the line, sorry, but just because, you know, for Sprout, this is kind of their Super Bowl, as it were, right? Is the Pro League.
Yeah.
This round, though, S-Tag has removed someone from the ranks of Sprout early. It's Faven, that man who's been playing over towards B in the majority of these rounds. He tries to go with the rest of the team for a change. And this is probably him saying, although in German, I'm never coming with you again. I'm staying in B.
What's that in German again?
My German is not very good. And when I say not very good, I mean non-existent.
Welcome to the club. Sprout are out middle here. They've lost a man early from that AWP. And they've been very hesitant to get back up on Catwalk, knowing this AWP is likely still here, but Spitty just walks in dry. No flash coming in for this T side. They're going to run. They're going to gun. But will they hit the shot? Searson trying to find that AWP on long, and he's taking it down in the blink of an eye. 3 kills. Where has this come from for Sprout? Stound with a trade, playing close to the site now. That bomb going down for Keto. He will get the plant in. Dennis trying to cut off the rotation of Cadian. He's got him locked, but he's dead in the site, and Stound gets traded. Keto in a one-on-one with Cadian low, no kit, and he knows exactly where he is. Keto's even got a chance to move for that open bomb plant, and I think Cadian's just hoping for a miracle, a cross. He's gambling, because coming back into the site is going to be a hard task, and he is going to save. Not what I expected here in the one-on-one, but, you know, knowing that you've only got a couple rounds left, this is a pretty tough one considering the context of k1to on the site.
Yeah, if you're KD in there, right, you know that by the time you get any meaningful position, whether that's over up at Catwalk or whether you've got to CT, k1to's had so much time to get comfortable in that post plant, and he needs to land one bullet on you at the end of the day, and you're pretty much gone. So KD just making that decision to hold on to the AWP. It's not an easy decision to have to make. You're looking at, you know, a 2-11 scoreline now for her up against Heroic. It's not the decision you want to make, but sometimes you have to make decisions like that. So, you know, the AWP's doing a lot in that round. S-Tag getting 2, but it just wasn't enough for Heroic to find success. They hope that by holding on to this one, they can make a difference, because we're heading into round 14 and it's looking dismal. Flashes go over, and this time, Stown able to stop k1to from his mission out through long. But it might just be the B play in response from Sprout, and that does look to be the case. All 4 players here ready to go in, and only one man inside of that site, S-Tag. Actually, not going to get challenged just yet.
Well, Sprout lost their timing. They wanted to go right into the B site, hoping that k1to gets a kill on long. That didn't come through. Sprout are ready to hit B. A molly comes down, and then a smoke comes down after. So S-Tag just cut Sprout off for long enough that Heroic decided to rotate a second player in. Cadian's back in because they know, okay, no one's put pressure anywhere else, so they've got to be in tunnels. Nice read from Heroic. It's made Sprout had to go back and redecide how they want to run this round, and with not really much map control, they're probably just going to go back towards B here, showing some face on Catwalk and in mid, and then just going back to this B play. And it's sort of worked out. Heroic have rotated, they've swapped players. S-Tag's gone in middle, but Cadian's now alone on that B site, and he has to hit his shot. Spiddy's going to be lurking through mid, and he's been found, so it's up to Cadian to hold the line, but he can't.
Oh, and S-Tag tries to get in. He wanted to just run through those doors before the smokes have gone down, but a well-placed flash has stopped him from doing exactly that. It's this wrap from Snappy that has to make all the difference. And the first volley of shots missing. Heroic, they're wasting no time. They go running through these smokes. They're now in the bomb site with Sprout. They're rubbing shoulders with the enemy, and the kills will come through. The Danes just about salvaging that third round. With only 3 MP9s, 1 rifle, and an AWP in play, they are able to get it. But there's still going to be an investment coming for Sprout. You really have to grind out these 4 rounds that you're hoping for if you're Heroic.
And even then, it's only 4 rounds, right? I guess it's an improvement from last CT Dust, but they haven't got there just yet. That nade would be good if it came later. Searson is already low, but that's actually still taking significant damage away from k1to, who's just run up Cat. This smoke coming down from T-Spawn again, Harry. It's the fast A play from Sprout, or at least the attempt. Only one man here. It's really a mid to B split, and k1to's trying to make things interesting in the CT spawn, but dropped by Snappy, and Cadian with the follow-up, catching these players moving out from middle and re-peeking with the flash. His teammates are starting to move in from A, and with no mid to B smoke, they're just lambs to the slaughter. Everyone falling down here for Sprout, and Spiddy is no exception. 4 rounds at the end of the half here for Heroic. They salvaged something that was far worse at one point for them, but getting a last few will hopefully build some confidence as they move over to the T side of this map. Can they pull the same comeback they pulled versus Vitality? We'll have to find out. Join us after the break for the second half of Dust2.
They ain't count on that. They ain't count on that. They ain't count on that. Show what you gon' do. They don't want all that. They don't want all that.
That sounds like a pop song.
Take a dive before you die, y'all. It's the only way to live. You can't be without it, baby. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Try before you sign off. Shit can kill the sick. ocean. Purple sky, let that night come with peace. Anywhere you wanna be. Anywhere you wanna be. Yeah, yeah. Hold up your sign, though. Lay down on it. Lay down on it. Lay down on it. Show what you gon' do. They don't want all it. They don't want all it. They don't want all it. Rush, rush. Pick up, I know to be right on. Yeah. 'Cause no one really gives. Don't look back, I'll keep your eyes on. Long ago. Doesn't matter what it come from. Never gave a shit. Real soul. Let it take a hit. Hey. Who's getting high on emotion? Look around. People fight all their life for some peace. Yeah. Look around. Fancy cars and the smiles of the ocean. Purple sky, let that night come with peace. Anywhere you wanna be. Anywhere you wanna be. Yeah, yeah. Hold up your sign, though. Lay down on it. Lay down on it. Lay down on it. Show what you gon' do. They don't want all it. They don't want all it. They don't want all it. Take off. Rush at the rush. Take off. Rush at the rush. Ha. Rush. Take off.
Time is running out for Heroic. They've got to try and erect an offensive right now as they move into their T-half. We need to see a comeback of epic proportions here on Dust2, or else this one will be going the way of the Germans. 11-4 up at the end of that first half are Sprout. And now moving into the CT side. Spiddy picking up the kit, the utility for the team. Heroic, they've thrown all that onto the back of Stown, and he's heading over towards B to kickstart this one. Throwing, he missed that smoke. Oh dear, he's trying to sell the fake. Smoke missed, flashes go in, but it's not really pulled much of a rotation from Sprout. In fact, they've started rotating players of their own. Dennis has pushed the tunnels. They've got the info. Now they've just got to hit their shots. And Spiddy, doubling down. Get out of the A-bomb site. He's here, and he's still fighting. He doesn't even have armor, and that's just not stopping him. Spiddy tears them apart, and now it's just Stown left, 1-on-3. No armor, none of that utility left. He's just got to do this one naked.
Searson, he's going to just get the one tap, isn't he? Yeah, coming round long, and so good at those pistol rounds, Searson is. 2 kills on either one of them. He has been a real beast for Sprout in these past few days. One of the highest rated, if not the highest rated player of this entire group. And considering Sprout haven't got a best of 3 to their name, that's a very impressive feat. So shout out to Searson there. And Sprout taking a pistol, well, that's really set them up to close this map. Who are going to try and force to keep this under consideration, but Harry, it's a classic. Dennis is in lower tunnels, and no one knows. Heroic might have an inkling, but, well, knowledge is power, and Dennis, he's full of it. He knows they're coming at him, and he gets one, but Trade is there. Heroic hitting a good timing. Dennis decides to get aggressive right as they come around the corner. Flash is good, though, and S-Tag not going to fully commit, but he does push that scout back at least.
Well, yeah, there's not much to say about that one. That is one way to find an advantage here if you're Sprout. And Heroic, they are going to go back to this catwalk play. They've got utility this time, though, and that might make all the difference. You're able to restrict Spiddy a lot more from inside of the site. Last time, he could just freely peek that ramp to his heart's content. This time, with utility going in, flashes to accommodate, he will have a much harder time.
Oh, that nade could be good, but Spinny avoids it. Won't avoid the bullets, however. Shot in the face, and bomb can be planted on this A site. Keto hits a range shot onto already low down, and jumping is Favon. I love that. We never see players go for enough jump shots on this A site. It's so easy, especially with the SMG. Cadian now, molly on the bomb. That will do something, but they can still wait it out. They have kits, and there's all three of them waiting. Cadian down to 30. Tap, tap. Only one more bullet, and he's going to be gone from the server. And there it is. Defuses in for Sprout regardless. 13-4. Heroic coming in with a buy soon, but I say that. That was a force. And even with a bomb plant, they're going to have about, you know, $3,000 each. Tempting, but honestly, I'd like to see them eco and play for that one rifle round against 14. They didn't really do enough significant damage in this one to warrant a force.
Yeah, I'm imagining we'll see... ooh, they've gone for it. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, no, it's understandable, right?
It's just like they only got 2 kills. If you got 4 kills, I'd be like, yeah, go for it. But now you're not going to have a full rifle round. If you keep losing, you're not going to have a round with the orbs and everything. So a lot of pressure on you winning this if you go for it.
Ooh. He's not quite able to remove the man from middle, and it actually will be the first kill going the way of Heroic. This is where these SMGs, or that one SMG, gets upgraded onto a rifle as well. And now this buy is looking pretty decent for Heroic. Enough to maybe breach this defense of Sprout. Although I say that kill coming in onto Stown. Net's favoring a bit of information as well. He didn't see any other players on his short venture into the tunnels. Searson's just doing so much damage with these scouts every single time, and he's going back in for more, dropping that molly, trying to stay alive, and Searson, my lord! The Scout King, and Snappy finished off as well. Sprout, they make quick work of that long play. I do not want to be facing this team on Dust2 anytime soon if I'm a team at the Pro League.
They look incredible. And now if you're Heroic, well, the worst case scenario has happened. Even though you had a pick and you had an advantage, you've lost that round with no bomb plant. Everyone has $3,000, Harry. You're already at 14-4. What have you got to do now? Play for overtime, give away a 15th, and then get a full buy and just try and win? Or, you know, in the back of the heads for Heroic, is it an acceptance? Is it a moment of realization where you go, okay, this is probably lost, guys. Let's just start looking to Inferno and just buy till it's over. See what you can do with limited investment. We're going to have to see what decision they make, but neither one is a pretty one. Giving up 15 or forcing with 3K. Those are your options. And it is a product of their own doing, right? That last round force buy, not something I would have called. But hey, you know, it's good. 3 Kriegs, not the end of the world. Snappy and S-Tag don't have armor though, so yeah, a bit limited. Fast mid play. This could be something. There's no one here watching it. Searson's coming in from catwalk, not lower. And no one from B is looking towards middle. We've got Keto with his eyes towards door, but really, this could go very well for Heroic. They don't realize how much room they have, and it's about to get lessened by the second because Dennis is in T-spawn. What is this flank from Dennis? They must be expecting him to be in the tunnels. Searson's now realized there's smoke's coming down. Favon's going to get flashed in from window. See how much he can do. They're blind, and he gets one. Spots a couple more. Molotov to keep them out of the bomb site, but they run right through it into their own demise. Stown and S-Tag are all that's left to salvage this round for Heroic. Bomb has been dropped. Has to be retrieved. The smoke fading in CT as well. And a minute for these guys to make a decision, but they haven't got that much time to get out of this position. S-Tag blinded by his teammate's flash, and Searson, of course, he hits a USP shot. The Pistol King coming alive, and this round is already done.
Sprout just looks so well drilled on this map, right? Like, everyone knows their responsibilities. They all have such a clear idea as to what's going on. You know, you see, like, as that play towards mid is coming in, the moment they see those smokes, they set up to counteract it with that window flash. And it has some pretty terrifying results, just so fast, always one step ahead at kind of figuring out and deducing what Heroic are doing on this T side. And now, this is our last buy for Heroic potentially in this map, only 20 rounds deep. Sprout really making a statement on the first map in this series. Searson is just not missing a beat. He hasn't even had to have the AWP, by the way. This scout has been good enough. This time, 1 kill will go the way of Heroic at that B site, and sometimes that can be enough, but not when Dennis is here doubling up. That's allowed time for Searson to get into the bomb site. Cadian's seen these players on rotation. but he hasn't really been able to have much of a say in the matter. And they're even going to go back towards mid. Ooh. That will be Quito catching one to the dome. But surely, yeah, you're not expecting Spiddy here. And why would you? That is just disgusting. Cadian, I'd be throwing my mouse across the desk at this point in time. Borup alone, and in a 1v2, only a UMP in hand. Bomb's planted for sure, but he does not really have much of an idea as to where these players lie. He can take one shot before he goes down.
And Searson, he's ready for it as well. Oh, nice try from Borup. He catches the angle, but doesn't fire off any shots, and Searson will get there first. Sprout, that's it. That's a game, 16-4. Spiddy's going to kill Searson for the defuse. Talk about BM, but yeah, that's a map for Sprout. No other way of putting it, Harry. Heroic get decimated. That's exactly what we saw from them against Vitality, at least for their CT side. Pretty appalling, pretty weak. And with this time, with no buy round coming in on the T side this time, no comeback at all. Smiles on their faces, hopefully just wiping it under the rug and moving forward to Inferno. It has been a great map for them in the past. They've got a really, really good win percentage and lots of games played. But that goes both ways. Sprout now looking to 2-0 this series, but Inferno, Heroic's map pick is coming up next. Who's going to take it? You'll have to wait and see. Join us for the Chad and James over on the desk, and then Inferno is map 2 after the break.